a woman in this space. Like, they are so good at the job. Women,
doomsday. So I think, the development of that quarterback and what they're going to do with his talent to help him, reach his full potential is going to be the biggest issue for the Bears going forward when they draft Caleb Williams.
Okay, so here's a part of this that I think it becomes interesting, because I think everybody agrees that it was very premature, and I'm not necessarily pro or anti. That wasn't the thing for me. That wasn't the thing at all. I felt like there was some impatience because as many quarterbacks have gone through the Bears, there's been coaches, coordinators, no real consistency. Or it's either maybe you didn't have a line, or maybe, you didn't have the wide receiver. You didn't, there were so many different variables that never quite fit with so many of the quarterback, let's say, packages at this point that the Bears have had. So I'll be honest, I'm not overly excited about necessarily the OC pick, because I look at who was also on deck to be picked, Roman, Kingsbury. I would have preferred one of those two over him, but I personally feel that the reason they didn't go that direction is because those two have the ability to be head coaches. So in the event that Eberflus didn't really quite pan out, his heir apparent was sitting right there. I feel like if you can fire an entire coaching staff and say they were not good enough to make this team better or make Justin better, then how is a person who's leading that charge, how do they still have a job? I don't particularly care for the OC pick. I don't. I would have preferred Roman, or I would have filled Kingsbury. I don't feel like, and you can say Geno and all that stuff. Okay, what exactly has Geno done for anybody lately is the question. I want to see somebody who has worked with people who have been successful, not the what ifs and maybes. I want to see success, and that track record for him does not work for me.
Well, if you watch what Geno did, you don't get a contract extension unless you're putting up numbers. Geno had good numbers the last couple of years.
Sean, but if it does not equate to a W, if I cannot fly the W, I am not interested. The question is, what have you done for the Seahawks lately now that you're there?
Well, the Seahawks have a whole bunch of issues. Their defense is crap. So, you can't – if you're a quarterback, you can't play defense. All right, so there's nothing you can do on a defense. We know that from Justin Fields when our defense was giving up 33 points a game, and we were averaging 30 points for a 5-game stretch. Okay. So regardless of the amount of points you put up, if your defense is giving up, if it's a shootout, you don't have the defense to stop them, then you don't stop them. But the fact that Geno Smith was a journeyman quarterback, goes to Seattle and gets a contract extension with the Seahawks, and because his skill set was maximized by Shane Waldron. That's what I want. Shane Waldron's not a first-time play caller. No, Justin Fields got Luke Getsy, who was a first-time play caller. He had Matt Nagy, first-time play caller. Now you're getting a guy who's call plays in the NFL for a living, maximizes the quarterback skill set. So that's why I'm excited about him. And truth be told, here's what they did. Here's exactly what Ryan Poles did. Smart move. He also hired Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown is a passing game coordinator who interviewed for the offensive coordinator position here. He didn't get it. So when Shane Waldron, so we have a good season this year, whether it's Caleb, most likely Caleb has a good season and the Bears make the playoffs, Shane Waldron is going to get a head coaching gig because I thought he was going to have a head coaching gig this year. He didn't. So when he leaves, now you have somebody on staff, Thomas Brown, who can slide right into that offensive coordinator position. And the continuity is still there because he's familiar with Caleb, familiar with DJ, familiar with the wide receiver. I assume we're going to get at 9. So there's the continuity is quick.
All right, so you be the tiebreaker on this. What's your thought about the OC choice? Because if everything you just said, then it makes no sense why you got rid of Fields. So what's your thought on the guy they bring in to work with the rookie who, by the way, we have no idea what he is even capable of at the next level?
This is a tough position to be in right now because I kind of agree with you both. I would have preferred Greg Roman, but that is if Justin Fields was going to be the quarterback. I think Greg Roman was going to be the guy that could get the most out of Justin Fields. Since they traded Justin Fields, I do like the experience that Shane Waldron brings to the table in knowing how to call plays in game and knowing how to make in-game adjustments. And I think that's going to be beneficial to a guy like Caleb Williams. I think Ryan Post did insulate, the staff pretty well with bringing in a guy like Thomas Brown. And that's the biggest thing when you have young quarterbacks is having stability and continuity, especially with who the play caller is and who the system is. Justin didn't get that. Mitch didn't get that. We can go back, look at how many offensive coordinators they fired. So this is, I think this is going to be a turning page, a page to turn for the Bears in order to, start to, get that consistency, with that coaching staff and, the development of their players. They have it on defense. I think, they did fire a whole staff. They kept Eberflus. And I think it's because of the development and the way he's been able to, get that defense to, pretty much take off. And and getting the players to buy in. He never lost the locker room, even when, they were losing. So I think that's why he's still here.
Okay, I'll go with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It isn't like they went out and got somebody who's irrelevant. Right. There is some experience. You can see how he did improve, obviously, Geno Smith and others. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know that I still would have struggled with the fact that they still would have brought in Roman, even if it wasn't going to be Fields. Or even Kingsbury, who are, they all have worked with what we can feel are, at least to a degree, mobile athletic quarterbacks. And that was going to be the part of the equation that was going to have to happen, is that they had to be able to make that adjustment to their game versus the Nagy mindset was, I wanted to make Justin, I wanted to drop him into my mold and make him my type of quarterback. Whereas you now have, at least I'll say in this respect, an offensive coordinator who will have the ability to make the adjustments to if Williams is the route they decide to go.
Yeah, this is why I'm excited about this guy, because he's not new. He's not a rookie. All right, he's done. He understands. The biggest thing for me is adjustments. All right. Luke Getsy was very good at scripting the first 15 plays. Okay. How many times did we go down and score on the opening drive or the opening drive of the second half? But after that, once adjustments were made and you have to make adjustments on the fly, Luke Getsy couldn't do that. This guy is able to do that. And this is one of the reasons I'm extremely excited. First half is great, but you definitely need 2 halves of football, and to make adjustments in the second half is paramount for you to be a championship team, let alone just a good team.
I mean, for me, I'm looking to have some consistency and some place to go to in third and short. Getting a yard or two. I think that's the one of the biggest things, biggest criticisms of Getsy. And Shane Waldron is going to come in and he's going to call plays that make sense in that situation and put the Bears in an advantageous position to be successful.
Well, that was a question I asked Justin Fields after one of the games. In the locker room or in the press room, I asked him. I said, "Do you have a jumbo? Is there a specific short yardage package that you have? Okay, either where you go jumbo, where you bring in an extra offensive lineman, where you have double tight ends, maybe a fullback." I said, maybe even checking an offensive lineman is eligible. I said, because we're tired of watching these bubble screens, these quick screens to the right, the quarterback tush push, the tight end tush push. We're tired of that stuff. He looked at me. He says, "We have it, but we didn't run it." And I said, "Thank you." Asked and answered. So that lack of creativity on 3rd and 1 was huge for us. How many? We lost 3 games last year. We're late in the fourth, less than halfway to go in the fourth quarter. there was over a 90% chance of us winning, and we lost it. Part of it is one of them, you had a 175-pound wide receiver in Darnell Mooney trying to block a defensive end so Justin can get outside. He gets tripped up on 4th and 1. They turn the ball over. We get that first down, game over. There are all these little things as a play caller you cannot do. You can't ask a 160-pound, 170-pound guy to block a defensive end. So this guy, I'm looking forward to him making adjustments. I'm looking forward to when things go wrong to give us something, like you said, on short yardage. Everyone knows we're going to run the ball down your throat, and they get it. It's just it's an attitude, and hopefully he instills that type of attitude with us in this team.
Looks like we have more people to chime in. You want to expand out to our guest who is sitting there patiently. I can tell Saul was biting. He's chomping at the bit. He's like, here,
it's all
are they gonna include me? Because I have some thoughts about you want to introduce Saul and bring him into the conversation?
Yeah, guys, we're going to bring in a guy who's with War Media. His name is Saul Rodriguez. Saul, you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, guys? You hear me?
You there?
I can hear you, but you can't hear me.
No, hold on. Saul, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello. Check.
Make sure you're not muted, Saul.
I can hear you. No, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Saul. No, he's remote. Make sure you we'll work on his audio. But we all know that most likely Caleb Williams is going to be number 1. Joe, are you happy with this pick? Are you one who wants to trade it back? Are you one who wants Jaden Daniels? Are you come to grips with the fact that Caleb is going to be our quarterback? Are you good with it?
You know what? I have pretty much come to grips with Caleb Williams as the guy.
Testing 1 2.
I was sad to see Justin go. I was a Justin Fields guy, but Caleb Williams, does have all the tools. He can throw, he can move, and he's been pretty much bred for his moment his whole life. He's been training since he was very young to be in this exact position, and he already comes with that moxie, that kind of superstar kind of attitude, and I think that's what a lot of people give him a knock for, is his attitude and the way he approaches the business side of the game. I don't think we've ever seen a player come in and say, no, I'm not giving medicals to anybody. And I think he's this new generation of athlete, especially with the NIL. We see things change. That's really taking charge of their futures. And I think that's why some people kind of give him a raw deal a little bit. I do think he's a different kind of cat than most people are used to, especially football people. Got a different kind of personality, and sometimes it may rub people the wrong way. But I think his talent level, his skill set, I think if the Bears can develop it, which is the big if, will be good.
Guys, we're coming to you live from Output Lounge and Sports Bar, 1758 West Grand Avenue in Chicago, with the 2024 NFL Draft. I am so excited. It's going to be one heck of an evening. Let me tell you, one heck of an evening. What do you want to do? What do you want to do at 9, Joe?
At 9, I really hope that Neighbors or Adunze are there. I don't think Neighbors will be there, but most experts say that Adunze will be there. I would take him. You get your young quarterback, a young partner in crime, so to speak, to develop with and to grow with and grow in the system. We've seen it with Joe and Jerry, and Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson and all those guys. When you get a tandem, a quarterback wide receiver tandem that can grow and learn with each other, and learn those intricacies, of each other's game, I think is paramount to having a young, successful offensive team. So I'm hoping, will be able to pair Rome Odunze with Caleb Williams.
Well, let's see. We think we might have Saul back. Saul, are you there?
Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. All right. So yeah, no, yeah, I had some technical difficulties, but I think we got it settled. But no, thanks for
So
having me, guys.
yeah, I can't hear him.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't hear him here.
I'm not sure what you want. Okay, keep going.
So Maya, with number 9, all right, we know the quarterback's taken. What are you thinking at the number 9 pick? You want the wide receiver? Do you want Caleb to have?
See, that is the most important thing. You got to figure out the quarterback situation. There's no way that you can't make that. So we know that's number one. You have to look at after you fill that quarterback slot, what do you feel is the next most important position that needs to be filled? I mean, are you satisfied with the wide receiving core that you had from last year? Because if not, then guess what? There are some key picks that still could be out there sitting there at 9. We already know that they're not going to do anything from an offensive line standpoint because that's not what you do in the first round of the draft. And generally speaking, the draft is usually littered with old linemen because if you make it to the draft, generally as an old lineman, you're pretty silent. So they can fill that one way or the other. So the question is, do you want Caleb Williams to have more weapons, like deep threat? I mean, we have a decent tight end, and it's not something that necessarily we're used. Here's the problem we don't know. What becomes the offensive game plan moving forward this year? We now have an entirely new quarterback. We don't know how this is going to matriculate up to the NFL level. So we could give him a million tools, and he may not be able to connect with them. He might hand the ball off and run the whole time for all we know at this point, because we don't know what to expect. Here was the difference. If you would have kept Fields, we knew what he had and what we could do moving forward. So now we have to draft based on accommodation of a rookie. So I'll be honest. I don't know what you do at the 9 pick because I don't know what I have at quarterback at this point. I would have known and figured out maybe what we should have done for Fields, but I don't know what we're going to need for Williams. I have no idea.
Well, one of the things that you're going to do with this guy is you're going to run the ball. All right, you're not going to put the onus of carrying a franchise on a rookie. Okay, you got a lot of wide receivers. You got good wide receivers in DJ Moore. You got a great one in DJ Moore. You have a great one in Keenan Allen. And I presume they're probably going to get another wide receiver. So you're going to have at least three receivers. You still have Tyler Scott. Let's not forget Cole Kmet. Let's not forget their other tight end, Everett. They have weapons. And then don't forget we also added DeAndre Swift. So we upgraded that running back room. So the best thing to do is to make sure that you run the ball. You don't put everything on his plate. You don't do that. And if you do that, which I think Shane Waldron will, it's going to make it a lot easier for this quarterback and it'll allow him to grow without having to carry the whole weight. Because this is probably the best situation a rookie, a number 1 overall pick quarterback has ever stepped into in the NFL, in the history of the NFL, with 2 great wide receivers, 2 tight ends, an upgraded running back room, a playoff-ready defense. This is not what and a guy who's called plays successfully in the NFL. I expect him to do well. I expect his team to make the playoffs next year.
Well, I think, at number 9, I think it's going to come down who's the best player available. And if Roma Dunze is there, I think they'll take him. And I can also see them, trading back, to if he's not there, trading back and possibly getting another defensive player, maybe an edge or a defensive tackle. I like Byron Murphy out of Texas. It's a possibility if they trade back. And also in the second round, they got Brian Thomas out of LSU, who's also a very polished route runner and who has a lot of speed as well in the second round. So if they don't go a Dooms here at number 9 and trade back, I can see them kind of targeting Brian Thomas in the second round.
That makes sense. I can see Brian Thomas. You can't get mad if they decide to take Joe Alt. If Joe Alt is still on the board, or if Olu Fashanu is still on the board. Now, mind you, Olu Fashanu and Caleb Williams went to high school together. Mm-hmm. All right, one of my best friends from college was their high school coach, and so Olu Fashanu, if he gets drafted by the Bears, is going to do one heck of a job protecting his guy, Caleb. Mm-hmm. It's not a sexy pick when you're dealing with when you draft offensive linemen in the first round, but let me tell you what, those are the most successful draft picks you have when you take offensive linemen in the first round. I was looking at. Let me see if I saved it. There was a percentage of failures and busts or success rates. Yeah, I didn't download it. Son of a biscuit. And the highest hit rates are offensive linemen in the first round. So if you get an offensive lineman, it's not sexy. He's not going to score touchdowns, but I'll tell you what, he's going to keep that quarterback clean. Who's going to help you score touchdowns. So I don't think they're going to go left tackle with Joe Alls or Olufushanu. Okay, but if they do, I can't get mad at it, because how could you get mad at protecting your franchise quarterback?
That's true. I think they kind of like the development and the track that, that Braxton Jones is going on.
I agree.
Yeah. I kind of feel like they're going to let him, develop some more. But going with Joe Otter or Olufushanu, I can see that as well. When you draft a offensive lineman in the first round, they play from day one, and they usually stick for 8 or 10 years. So, I mean, like you said, it's not sexy, but
necessary.
Sometimes it's necessary.
But you know what? For me, I think Braxton Jones is okay. I think Braxton Jones is fine. I don't think he's a Pro Bowler. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer by any stretch. I think my ceiling for Braxton Jones is an above average left tackle.
Yeah. And
you can win in the NFL with an above average left tackle. And if you have an above average left tackle with a stud left guard in Tevin Jenkins, we finally got a center with the right guard in Nate Davis, a stud right tackle. I think you can easily win in the NFL with an above average left tackle. Now, if you just want to upgrade to a good to great left tackle, you can do that. But do you need to do that? That's the question I have to ask, because I don't know. I don't know if you need to do that. Listen, guys, we're switching out. Coming to sit with us right now is my man. He's from the Smoke Fellas. Make sure you check out SportsZone Chicago and the Smoke Fellas every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. to 1. This is one of them. He's Mr. 5. It's Mr. 5 o'clock somewhere. My man, Damani. Look, Damani, what's up, buddy? How are you?
What's going on? Well, it's 6, so you know what I'm doing already.
I know what you're doing.
Left my beer at the table, but that's all right. Ready for this draft, man. Ready for this draft. Let's get to it.
Obviously, you've realized that it was Caleb Williams. You come to peace with it? Come to terms with it? Or?
Yeah, I'm in terms with it. It is what it is. I'm glad they kind of got it out the way early. Just moved Justin. Just clear the path. Sounds like you already been working with some of the guys, the receivers, and kind of, getting to know Shane Waldron already. So it's set in stone. Looks like they actually got a plan this time. So all that history of the quarterback development, I think that changes. Poles has a plan, so I think all that's going to have to change.
It's easy to say that, easy for us to fall back on it, because for years, I mean, we had Justin Fields. He wasn't developed. We had Jay Cutler, 7 offensive coordinators in 8 years. That's not going to get it done when you continue to change offenses, change schemes, change terminologies, change play callers. That's not going to get it done. This guy seems to have the plan that Ryan Poles has is with Shane Waldron. He brings in a veteran play caller for a rookie quarterback, which is the utmost importance. Stability, and we talked about it earlier. If Shane Waldron leaves after 1 year because his offense does well and he gets a head coaching gig, well, you have Thomas Brown, who's on the staff now as a passing game coordinator, who's going to step in right there, and the transition should be seamless. What are you thinking now what are your expectations for this team? It's most likely going to be Caleb. So what are your expectations for this team? Playoffs, just miss the playoffs? Your thoughts?
You know what? I'm going to start around about 10 wins. So depending on how the division falls, because it's still a tough division. North could be the toughest division in football, depending on what the Vikings do. Some rumors about possibly Justin Herbert. There's some rumors out there, some things floating. So kind of depends on how the division falls, because it's going to be a 10-win team that might not make it.
It might be.
So then you may be looking at trying to get 3 teams from the North, in the playoffs. And sometimes that's a little tough. So, the fight for the division right now, someone knocks Detroit off, it's about Detroit. But 10 wins, and I'll say 10 wins and hope for the playoffs.
Hello, testing.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
It looks like we might have gotten him, my man. Saul Rodriguez, are you ready? You there, Papa?
Yeah, I guess so. I finally have arrived.
There you go. We got you.
What's up, guys?
Not much. So we were talking. We realized Caleb's going to be the number 1 pick. Okay. My question to you is: first question, have you come to grips with it? Have you come to terms with it? And 2, what do you do with number 9? So talk to me about: are you cool with Caleb being the number 1 pick?
Yeah, ultimately, I was listening to you guys at first when you couldn't hear me, and I was gonna say, I was like, hey, you guys are at a bar. You guys got to do anytime somebody mentions Justin Fields, somebody got to take a shot. Because whoever that is, they got to drink some feelings away. Because tonight we got to flip the page, and the Justin Fields era is over, and we got to go into Caleb Williams territory now. And whatever happens, Shawn, I agree with you 100%. As you're saying, they're not going to put it all on him, which I like the development. I like where this is going. So yes, I've come to terms with Caleb. And at number 9, I'm thinking a Dunze or bust. In my opinion, at this point, it looks like they're going to try to get him whether they trade up or not. But I think ultimately that's the best route to go. And I know that you guys were talking about getting Fashanu at 9 and how it's not a sexy pick. It's funny because Caleb Williams, I don't know if I've read they asked him or he gave his 2 cents, but of course he wanted the Bears to draft. If they Bears draft him at number 1, he wants them to draft Fashanu at 9, which of course makes sense. But all signs right now point that the Bears are either going to try to trade up for a Dunze, wait to see if he's there. If they end up not getting the wide receiver that they want at 9, they're going to trade down and get more picks. But yeah, I'm ready to go, man. I'm pumped. This whole day I've just been thinking about 7:00.
So the Bears are on the clock. There's there's a lot of scenarios that could happen. A lot of different scenarios that can happen. Damani was just talking about the Lions being one of the best teams. Packers are still going to be there. The Vikings. What do you think if the Vikings are able to jump up and get J.J. McCarthy? That's a very popular, a very strong rumor that's going around that they trade up to go get J.J. McCarthy, and then you put him in a situation where you have a good running back in Aaron Jones who came over from the Packers. You put him in a situation where you have a stud wide receiver in Justin Jefferson, and you have a young stud wide receiver in Jordan Addison, and you have a tight end in Hochtenberg. What does that do to the NFC North if the Vikings are able to jump up and get J.J. McCarthy?
Yeah, no, I think it's going to make it way more interesting, man. I mean, literally every team is going to have a quarterback that they're either trying to develop or they're, if I got to a certain point, like the Packers, for example, like Jordan Love. I mean, it's competition is always good. So I'm not, if J.J. McCarthy does go there and he's able to succeed, competition is always a good thing. But I will say ultimately that I'm not a big J.J. McCarthy believer, I'll be honest. But I am a guy that does believe in the fact that the Kevin O'Connell and that system that they have is a healthy one. So if he's able to thrive anywhere, Minnesota seems like it's a good spot to do it in. So if they think that's the right, decision, then they're going to trade up. And I will say this, that does open, them trading up ultimately, as much as it's going to, if J.J. McCarthy comes out of nowhere and is like one of the best young quarterbacks in the league, whatever it is, at least that opens the door for the Bears to get a Dunze at 9. A little better chance that he falls there. But that's my thoughts. I think they're definitely if I'm predicting it right now, I think the Vikings do move up. Just the way that they're looking like and kind of all the signs pointing to. But yeah, that's the way I see it ultimately.
There's another situation here. Because this is a very deep wide receiver draft, a lot of great wide receivers, and we're not just talking. This is not just a top-heavy draft with Marvin Harrison Jr., Rome Odunze, Malik Neighbors. Okay, there's a lot of other good to great wide receivers, and you have specific guys who are slot receivers. You have specific guys who are like outside receivers. It's a very, very, very deep draft. Damani, what do you think? What do you think if they have? Is there going to be an edge taken by the Bears at 9, or are they going to stick? You think they're going to stick with a wide receiver at 9? Because you might still have a Dallas Turner, you might have a Jared Verse, you might have somebody up there, a defensive end, an edge rusher that's there because of all the quarterbacks that might be taken. You think there's a shot that the Bears take an edge with that number 9 pick?
Only reason I say no is because I think the only one that's top 10 worthy, I think, is Latu from UCLA.
Okay.
But the injury concern, the medicals don't check out. So I don't see them even taking a risk with that. So no, I don't see them taking a defensive player. I don't know anybody else. Dallas
Turner.
Dallas Turner. He's projected more as a 3-4 outside linebacker, so I don't think he's a scheme fit either. So I can't see them taking a DN at 9. To me, if the top 3 receivers aren't there or Joe Alt doesn't fall, trade back. It's all circumstantial. You know, if one of those guys aren't there, then I think you just go ahead and trade back Byron Murphy from Texas, the 3 tech.
He's a stud.
Yeah,
he's a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
Even for Shano from Penn State, you can get him at 12. I don't think you have to take him top 10. Trade back, get another pick or 2. Even if you got to throw in a Khalil Herbert or somebody in, sweeten the pot. I mean, the running back room crowded. You got Swift, you got Roshan Johnson. You can take somebody later, so you can throw in Khalil Herbert or somebody like that. But no, don't force it. I don't think you just take somebody just to take them at 9. DN is still a need, but you still got to go with value. And I don't think anybody's worth a top 10.
Joe, what do you think? What do you think might be the craziest thing that happens? Someone jump up.
You know what?
And draft a Jaden Daniels, someone draft a Bo Nix, a Penix, someone pushes another quarterback into the top 5. What do you think? Give me something that you think something crazy that might happen.
I mean, it's funny you compare it because a lot of people are comparing this to the 1983 draft when you had all those stars, coming out that year. And I do think, teams go crazy for quarterbacks and everybody wants to find a franchise quarterback. So I do think that we're going to see, somebody jump up, into the top 10 that we don't expect. It could be a Michael Penix Jr. or it could be, a Bo Nix. I think, JJ McCarthy, he was able to, get his name up there with his pro day and, and the way he's performed, in the combine and things like that. I could see, the Vikings, trying to trade up, ahead of the Giants and try to get him, and those things happen, one of those receivers is going to fall to the Bears. And if that doesn't happen, like Damani said, you got to have value at that 9th pick. And none of the, the edge rushers are there at that value. And I like, for me, if they're going to go defensive line, I really like Brian Murphy, if they're going to go that route. If it's not a Doomsday, I can see them trading back and getting Murphy.
Okay. You know what? We're going to do that in a second. We're going to do that in a second. So for me, I want to keep it easy, just make it nice and easy. I think despite the fact the Bears only have 4 picks, I think, don't forget, they traded the second round pick for a Sweat. All right, you're not going to get anything better. Chances are you're not going to get a guy as good as Sweat. No. All right, you traded a 4th rounder for Keenan Allen. Chances are, this guy's a 1,200-yard receiver. He's a Pro Bowl. He's a Hall of Famer in waiting. I am okay with the fact that they only have 4 picks. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. As long as you get the guys that you want. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you're going to get Caleb Williams. If you can get a Romeo Dunze, Lord have mercy, that really helps this offense. Or even if you get a Joe Alt or Olafashano, again, not sexy, but I can't get mad at protecting the quarterback. I can't.
You can't.
I want someone different, but I just can't get mad when you're saying I'm putting him here for the next 10 years to keep my quarterback's uniform clean.
When you put it that way, with the amount of picks that we have and the amount of success that we project the Bears to have, you got to get the most quality talent that you can this year, because you might not get another top 10 pick in a long time.
You're right, but you do have a lot of picks next year. Damani, would you trade up? What if there's a situation? What if there's a situation where 4 quarterbacks go number 1? Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, someone jumps up to get JJ McCarthy. Now you're in the 5th pick. Do you, as the Bears, jump in and say, you know what? I'll give you next year's 2nd to jump from 9 to 5. You're dealing with the Chargers now, to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes, in a heartbeat. Yeah, when you're talking about generational talents on rookie deals, you got to do it. Why not? If that's in range, and if all you giving up is Carolina's pick next year, that 2nd rounder, I say do it. Why not? Marvin Harrison is something different. And you add him with Moore and Allen, Caleb Williams can't fail, man. It's impossible. But you don't have to force it. You know what I mean? Let it, like you said, if it falls that way, then you go for it. But if not, I mean, if the Chargers want to be greedy and try to get a little more, don't go overboard. You know, like you said, that second round of next year and then the swap, that's it. I'm not doing nothing else. You know, when you try to go in the first rounders and all that, that's a little, I wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't give a first round else.
Yeah.
So, are you still with us?
Yes.
Okay, your thoughts. Give me your thoughts. If four quarterbacks go in the first 4 picks, do you mortgage a second round pick from next year or next year's draft capital, to go get Marvin Harrison Jr., or you just sit and wait for one of the other wide receivers?
Man, I mean, this is why I'm not a GM, but you know what? I think I'm going full line draft like the movie and taking a risk, and I'm going Marvin Harrison. I will definitely trade up, and I think the only reason I've been thinking that also is because like these opportunities don't come that often. I mean, we know that as Bears fans, these situations for the Bears, obviously 2 years in a row. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. Ryan Poles set us up for that. But in general, especially the number 1 pick, for example, it doesn't come that often. So this type of talent like Marvin Harrison or this type, you know, these guys in like Malik Neighbors and all those guys in this draft. So I think I'm taking the risk and trading up just because in that sense. Also, even if Marvin Harrison isn't necessarily doesn't look like the college Marvin Harrison, his first year, I think still being surrounded by like Moore and Keenan Allen and just in general that the veterans in Chicago, I think it's gonna help him grow, even if like it doesn't all come to him right away. But to what I've seen of Marvin Harrison, dude, I mean that guy looks like the real deal, and he for sure looks like the best wide receiver in this whole pack.
He's 6'4", runs a 4.3, high 4.3s, low 4.4, 40s. His route running is pristine, phenomenal hands, tracks the ball very well. Obviously, the genes are there. His dad being a Hall of Famer. I don't know if I trade up for him. I think I'm okay, but I do understand if you want to trade up for him. I do understand you go get a generational talent. You go get who, in my opinion, he's the only generational talent in this draft, but that doesn't mean that Caleb Williams can't be good. It doesn't mean Caleb Williams can't be great. I just don't think he's generational. And I'll take someone who's great. I don't necessarily need generational, but I do think that Marvin Harrison is the best prospect in this draft. And if you do decide to go get him, believe you me, I, along with most Bears fans, will not be upset if you get a couple, give him a pick or two and go get that dude, because that dude is a game changer. Coach Eberflus is I have a question for you on this. Coach Eberflus has decided to call the plays again defensively. Do you think there's any way that they do not take an offensive weapon, whether it be O-line or whether it be a wide out? I'll talk to you, Saul. Do you think that they take an edge? I mean, you might be able to get one of the best edge rushers in the draft. You may be able to get Dallas Turner. You may be able to get Jared Verse. What do you think?
I think at the end of the day, what they do at 9 is all going to be situational on what ends up falling to them, right? If they get a situation where the wide receivers are going quick, then they're probably going to be out of the wide receiver game. If they end up, other teams end up trading up, and then there's more wide receivers, and they'll do that. But ultimately, yeah, like I'm not going to be also like, as much as I'm sure I sound greedy with the Marvin Harrison thing, I'm not going to be greedy if they get Turner at 9. Like that's still a great player and a guy that's going to fit well with this team already with the way it's built. So definitely will not be greedy. I know, even as you say, like as I mentioned before, the Fashanu is not a sexy pick, but I also I'm not going to be pissed about it. Like at the end of the day, these are great players either way that are falling at 9. So, but for me, like I said, I really do hope that they get an offensive weapon. It's nicer, and I think ultimately they can figure out, whether it be a tackle or whether it be the defensive end, like other things that they need, they can figure it out in other ways. I mean, I think at this point, the way it's looking, Poles is in the right mindset right now.
Damani, talk to me. We talked a little bit about Shane Waldron. Talk to me about your feelings about this guy, their offensive coordinator, because I said he was the best acquisition of the offseason. All right, not the quarterback. It's the play caller. All right, we've had really good quarterbacks, the great quarterbacks. We've had that. We had Fields, we had Cutler. But when you continually changing offensive coordinators and play callers, or you get inexperienced ones, they can't maximize the potential of your quarterback. It hurts the team. Give me your thoughts on Shane Waldron and how he's going to help, presumably, Caleb Williams.
I think the versatility, this is a guy that worked with Russell Wilson, then turned around and worked with Geno Smith, 2 totally different quarterback styles, and he got the most out of both of them. He's known as a developer. The experience is really big. Like you mentioned before, Luke Getsy was a first-time play caller. So, I know he was a quarterback coach, but calling plays is totally different. This is a guy that's done this. He's done it on a high level. That Seattle team was supposed to be in a total rebuild. They got to the playoffs. He got Geno Smith another contract. And I forgot Geno Smith was in the league. It was so bad. I thought Geno Smith was gone. But, hey, so what he did with that's impressive enough for me. I can't wait to see what he's doing. And he was highly touted, and people got to keep in mind he wasn't fired. Pete Carroll left.
Got fired, so he was a free
agent. It wasn't like he was fired. So that's another good thing. So you're not taking someone's trash. You're not taking somebody throughout. He was highly touted. A lot of people wanted him, which kind of tilted their hand on the Caleb Williams thing, because he worked with Caleb in some camp. They were talking about he worked with him in a camp. So that's one of the reasons he took this job, even with the uncertainties at the head coaching position. He wanted this job, man. I think Waldron's going to do a great job. It's a great hire.
Okay. Hey, guys, everybody here. First of all, again, everybody welcome here to SportsZone Chicago's 2024 NFL Draft Party. Give me a round of applause, baby. Let's go. All right, listen. We have a raffle. Make sure we have a gentleman coming around. You see him in the big, tall gentleman in the Iowa hat. Okay, make sure that you get a raffle ticket. Okay, we're going to give away raffles. We have a couple of Chicago Bears winter hats. We have a Chicago Bears Gatorade towel. We have some Gatorade bottles, some squeeze bottles with the Bears logo on it. So make sure you get a raffle ticket. If you didn't get a raffle ticket, raise your hand. He'll make sure that you get one, and we're going to have a raffle in about 5 minutes. We'll have the first raffle of the evening. So listen, we got a fan cam. My girl Maya is going around, and we want to get your reaction on the draft.
All right. Stand right there. We want your reaction on the draft.
We're going to get your name.
My reaction is excited. Can't wait. Caleb Williams and hopefully Marvin Harrison Jr.
All right. That's what you want. All right. Who's next? Fan cam. Who wants to say something? Come on up.
Caleb Williams next up.
What's up?
We got the fan cam going in the
Who do you want the
background.
Bears to draft?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Final word. Come on up. Who do you want the Bears to draft?
I'm hoping they get Marvin Harrison. I know it's a long shot, but hopefully it will happen.
Hey Maya,
right,
make sure you got the volume on. We couldn't.
Got the volume up? Did you hear him?
We couldn't hear him.
Couldn't hear him? How about now? No? Couldn't really hear him?
No, we'll get it taken care of.
Okay. All right. Cut it up.
So the draft is going to start in about 6-7 minutes. But we're going to go back here. What are you thinking with the later picks? All right, we don't pick again till 75.
Definitely some, pieces on the defensive line. You can always, use another corner.
Another corner. Another corner.
You always use another corner.
What?
You always could use a corner.
That's interesting. I don't know about that thing. Damani, what would you look for down at 75?
Depth. That's all you're really looking for. You're not looking for someone to come in and start. Even a developmental guy, find a defensive end, just some freak of nature athletically to come in. You can develop them. it really doesn't matter the position. You know, I mean, it's NFL, like you said, not for long. Injuries happen all the time, so you want to add as much depth as possible. I know they added depth on the O-line and free agency, but I still wouldn't be upset with another guard or, you know, especially someone that's projected a lot higher to fail. You know, our linebacker core is pretty solid. Secondary, but like you said, can always use more corners. Maybe another safety, just for depth purposes. Like I said, ain't nobody's gonna come in and start. I mean, if you don't take a receiver at 9 and, you know, just drop back, it's supposed to be a pretty deep receiver draft. So you catch another speedster or something, throw him in there. Get rid of Velus Jones.
You know what I want with that 75th pick, or even a 122, but with the 75th pick, you're still top 100. All right, that's literally 3 rounds or beginning of the 4th round. Okay, give me a one-trick pony. Give me a pass rushing specialist. Do not stop the run. Do not worry about tackling a running back. Do not stop until you hit the quarterback. If you remember Mark Anderson from 2006,
yep,
that he was a one-trick pony. He came in and had 10 sacks his rookie year.
Yep.
All right, and they only put him in on pass rushing and passing downs. If you give me something, you go after someone like that who's a stud pass rusher, I'll take that. Because you know what? Now he's only coming in on 3rd down. He's only coming in on passing situations, and he have one job, young man, get to the quarterback. And when you have a specialist like that, opposite Sweat, okay, don't forget Javon Dexter I anticipate him taking a big step forward. Andrew Billings collapses the pocket from the inside, and you get somebody else on the opposite side of Sweat who specializes in pass rushing and sacking the quarterback, I'll take that. If they go and they get a specialized pass rusher for 3rd downs with that 75th pick, I'll be good. Any sleepers, though, Damani, with the last pick, 122, what do you want? What type of depth do you want to get from there?
Special teams. That's pretty much all you're looking at anyway. Maybe you luck up and find you the next Devin Hester. I know that I just threw that name out there. That's Hall of Fame, but probably not going to happen. But like I said, you could just find someone with speed, someone that's just a little competent, not another Velus Jones, just somebody who can, you know, let's just give them a couple of trick plays, put the ball in their hands, let them do their thing. Special teams, that's all the most you're going to get, somebody to come in and be a contributor.
Okay. Joe?
I'm probably going to draft a punter.
A punter?
I'm probably going to draft a punter.
Well, I hope they don't draft a punter. I think you can get one in free agency. I hope you don't draft the punter.
Get one at Walmart.
Huh?
You can get one at Walmart. You can get a punter over at Walmart.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you're in a greeter or something.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about punters. Punters are fine.
Never draft a punter. No.
Yeah. Joe, I didn't ask you. Your expectations. All right? Caleb, most likely the number 1 pick for the Bears. Your expectations for the season this year?
You know, I think that the Bears have the possibility to make the playoffs. I think you can't accept less than 10 wins. They were 17-7-win team last season. They've improved, they've improved the team, with the wide receiver and defensively, with the coaching staff. I expect the playoffs.
If the Bears don't win 8 games next year, they had 7 wins last season. 3 of the games late in the 4th quarter with a 90% chance of victory. So they should have been 8, 9, or even 10 wins. Do you consider this season a failure? Damani, Joe, I'll ask you, and then I'll ask you, Damani, the same question. Is this season a failure if you don't get at least 8 wins this year?
I think with the strides that the defense has taken last year and going into this year, I think that's the defense ready to win now. I think that's the defense that's going to be able to keep you in games. And Caleb Williams is going to be in a position where, ultimately, he's just going to have to manage and not lose games. I think this would be a failure.
Damani?
Big time failure. Big time. You went from 3 wins to 7. You didn't make this move to take a step back. You clearly think Caleb Williams can come in and keep trending upward. So for them to take a step back, it'd be a disappointing season. And possibly Eberflus fired if it comes out like that.
I think it's a failure as well. I think it's a big time failure as well. What do you think? Quickly, what do you think if of the rumors? Do you think Caleb could come and be the leader of this team? Because we all know Justin was a leader of the team last year. The locker room was all Justin. Your thoughts on can Caleb come in and be the leader?
I think that's one of the reasons they brought him in early on and had him around the guys and meeting with Keenan Allen and those his skill position players, and so he can kind of ingratiate himself to that to the team, and ultimately growing to be a leader.
Yeah, so I hope he can do it. Listen, we're gonna lower this. We're gonna hit the intro of the start of the draft, and we'll lower it right after they make this pick.
And this one.
No. Get my bill.
First defensive player. You guys love to talk about the quarterback and the wide receivers. Who's going to be the first defensive player? Is it Lab 2 wide
Detroit fans?
The Hall of Famer, the legend, Barry Sanders. I got it. Hey, I got to clap for him. All the other guys, no. But Barry Sanders, much respect.
Hey, this is crazy. I can't believe it. But before we get off the stage, I need to hear one thing. Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
Oh, my goodness.
What's up, Detroit? Let's go, baby. Hey, Detroit, let's turn up tonight, baby. Let's get it. What's up, Detroit? What's up, football fans? Thank you for showing the world how we doing in Detroit. Great job, guys. I just got one thing to say. What up, go? All right, Detroit. Okay.
He said, come on.
Detroit, we got fans from 32 teams right down here. And of course, all the Detroit faithful in the back. Welcome to all of you.
Where they belong, in the back.
Thank you to Detroit. You guys have been awesome.
Thank you, Detroit, and all your fans get in the back.
All right. You ready to get this show on the road? Okay, the 2024 NFL Draft is now underway.
Are on the clock.
You wait till I start wiping audio like this.
Keep that down with the audio up here.
Everybody
In this draft for the first time since 1947. What do they need? They need a quarterback. They're the only team to never have a quarterback with 4,000 passing yards in a season. They got to this place because of the trade engineer a year ago leading into the draft. The trade that led Bryce Young to Carolina. They gave the Bears this pick along with
Sean, how many are you gonna go back on after you go wait a little bit?
No, right after the pick. If we can lower the volume until he comes back up again. After the pick, we'll talk about it in the raffle, and then we'll do.
This is a decision that the Chicago Bears came to weeks, if not months ago. And just like the Cincinnati Bengals once began acclimating Joe Burrow to the city, their team, their organization, the offense, the Bears have been doing the same with Caleb Williams, getting ready.
So we're here, guys, live at Output Lounge, waiting. The Bears are on the clock. Caleb Williams on the screen in the green room.
Decision the Bears make here. This division, you have Jared Goff, the Detroit Lions, you have Minnesota.
How crazy would this place go, Detroit go, if he comes up and says there's been a trade?
Justin Fields, I thought was always great doing some great things. He basically gave him away from Pittsburgh Steelers, and now Caleb's got to be great. He has a talent to be special. He showed that in 2022.
Did he really?
Like the next Patrick Mahomes. This year's off to a good start.
Oh, now we're just doing too much. Now we're doing too much.
Yeah, he's not the next Patrick Mahomes.
That's South Bend. 3 interceptions in that game. 5 all year, but 40 in that one game. A couple other games where his completion percentage was below 60%. But he had a bad offensive line. He You didn't have Jordan Addison. You see the creativity, the improvisational ability of Caleb Williams. 31 touchdowns, 4 picks outside the pocket in his career. 120 touchdowns he accounted for over the last 3 years, only 14 interceptions. He had 27 rushing touchdowns, the same number as Jaden Daniels over those 3 years. Now, 16 fumbles this year. It's a little reckless. He carries the ball like a loaf of bread. A little careless at times. Josh Allen is able to shore that up. Caleb Williams needs to clean that up in the NFL to be an elite quarterback. Certainly this year, without that offensive line, on the defense, it couldn't stop many people either. Caleb was not on the spot. That Notre Dame game, everybody's got that's one game on his career, guys. One game. Outside of that, he was almost flawless. He had a couple games played, as I said, where he wasn't necessarily on point. But overall, Caleb Williams held off. Drake made it off. Drake made it and finished strong. I know it's the door for Jay. Jay went from 4th round to the 2nd pick overall. I didn't think he did enough. Overall, his career, that one great year wasn't enough to overtake what Caleb Williams did. When he was the guard, number 1 overall shot, they certainly expect his number 1 pick overall. We expect him to worry about that when we get there. Let's start with the decision the Bears are making. Jim Booger, are they getting it right?
Yeah, I think they absolutely getting it right. I think from the ceiling standpoint, Caleb Williams has the highest ceiling of any quarterback in this draft. And it's important when the quarterback into the organization that he's set up for success. Can you protect him up front? With those 2 stalwart tackles, they can protect him. And then, who are going to be the playmakers? Who's he going to throw the football to? Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, they have playmakers. What about the guys who are called the plays? Shane Walker, another name to remember. The quarterback coach for the Chicago Bears, Gary Joseph. It's going to be important that everybody in that building can get this young man to play on time and rigor and instruction, because when he can bring what he can do off script and off structure, that's definitely outstanding. He's the closest thing we've seen to Patrick Mahomes since Patrick Mahomes, the Chicago Bears.
I'm not understanding where this comparison is going.
We're going to get to Jay a little bit. We're going to get it last year, and this one again this year. But Jay Daniels for me put together an absolutely fantastic season. And I'd like to take anything away from Caleb Williams. I liked him when I saw him on tape. I liked him when I saw him at his brother. I liked him when I talked to him. But you have to pick a guy. I'm going to pick Jay Daniels, and I'll tell you why. So this is the guy who's from in the pocket. We're number 2 in QBR at FBS this year. For things like this, because of things like this, because he can scan the entire field, win from the pocket, and throw the football accurately. The anticipation that is necessary. So you're not going to have all day to throw football in the NFL. You're going to have to throw people open. You're going to have to anticipate them to come open. And the shot fake was something that he was fantastic at. You heard Dan Quinn talk about the fact that he wasn't quarterback, the franchise quarterback that is in certain place. Look, James Davis is number 1 in QBR outside the pocket this year. I know he had less than 40 attempts, but when he threw the football outside the pocket, he was absolutely deadly. And when it comes to mobility, just forget it. This is a guy who will absolutely, we'll talk about stats and souls, he will absolutely do that. He can take it tightly on you in a heartbeat. He's built for these kind of moments. He is built mentally to be able to handle the rigor of being a franchise quarterback. The people that know South Point, he has put in the work. Both of these guys are going to be absolute studs in the NFL.
There's Bear fan. Bear man, I should say.
Is when I spoke with Williams yesterday, he told me he walked away from his top-ready visit in Chicago feeling a sense of calm because of those foundational pieces that you guys all talked about that will lead to his success and this team's success. And Williams even threw the Bears receivers last week and threw Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, said the veterans taught him so much in their short amount of time together. And he's starting to feel some chemistry vibing with them. And as you've noticed, Caleb Williams wearing a custom suit, and it's all purposeful. It's navy blue to represent the team colors of heavy wearing the small guys.
A little bit of an off personality. Of course, the first incredible star of the NIL. We've seen him in different ways than what accustomed to the previous years. That's going to be something he wasn't missing. He always be the first one to come on. This is a young man who I think a year ago we was destined to stay this happened despite his final time. The team was evacuating already being shared in the Bears draft. Remember, they will make another pick here tonight for the trade at number 9 overall. But here it comes. They've waited a century. Let's see if this is the time they get it right. The commissioner is on his way to the stage to announce the first pick of the 2024 NFL Draft. And for the first time since 1940, it's the Bears who make the selection.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams.
Blitz pressure. Plenty of time for Williams, setting up shop, looking long, got his man. It's Washington. It's touchdown.
Zachariah branch motions, and look at all that. Opens up a huge gap. Caleb Williams off to the races and finally run down Diane Seuli to save a touchdown.
Toast to that. Welcome to Chicago, Caleb Williams. He here. Let's do it.
Joe, how excited are you now, Caleb Williams, quarterback of the Chicago Bears?
You know what? I'm excited for the possibility of the Chicago Bears finding their franchise quarterback. I think Ryan Poles has done a lot to insulate Caleb Williams coming in. Like you said earlier, this is probably one of the most advantageous, positions for a rookie quarterback to come in this year. And they really gave him a really good solid foundation to build on. So I'm excited for the Bears.
And he should be. You know what? He's the number one. He was touted as the number one player to be drafted. The Bears had it. All right, he said this decision was probably made a couple of weeks ago or months ago. Well, you know what? He's stepping into a great situation. I hope he's a guy. I hope he's a guy. He's stepping into a situation where you have an experienced play caller, you have great wide receivers to throw to, you got an upgraded offensive line, you have an upgraded running back room, and you have a playoff-ready defense. He needs to step up. I say the Bears need to get to the playoffs this year, even if it's a wild card. This is the best situation that our number one overall rookie quarterback has ever stepped into in the history of the NFL. He should, and the thing about it is that Shane Waldron is not going to make him carry the load. He's going to rely on the defense. He's going to rely on the run game. He's going to rely on the short passing game. And if Caleb can get that down, man, this team can go really, really far. I don't think they're Super Bowl ready, but I definitely think they're playoff ready. Damani?
I mean, definitely. Definitely should be playoff ready. It's also a great situation where he doesn't have to do too much. Just get the ball to the playmakers. Oh.
My coaches and my family. You want a Heisman Trophy. You're the number one pick in the NFL draft. What is your next goal as a member of the Chicago Bears?
Learn all my teammates' names, their families, learn the playbook, and get ready to go win games. Congratulations, Caleb. Thank you.
So there he is from USC to Chicago. Certainly not the first time in recent years the Bears have tried this. Mitchell Trubisky, the second pick overall, and a season in which Patrick Mahomes was subsequently drafted. Justin Fields just 3 years ago, they choose Caleb Williams ahead of it. So tonight, Caleb Williams is the next chance to become the first Bears quarterback ever to throw for 4,000 yards and perhaps finally take this team back where it hasn't been in decades. Okay, so that's the portion of the evening that we foresaw. That was a bit of the history.
All right, next, check out your guys. We have another raffle. We're going to raffle off one of the hats. One of the hats. Does everyone have a raffle ticket? All right, Maya, can we get these two? They don't have raffle tickets over here. Here you go, Maya. So we're going to raffle off. This next raffle is going to be a winter hat. It's fleece lined, so it's nice and warm. It's one of the former on the field. Here we go. Look at your tickets. 242-528. 242-528. Let's see. We're gonna win a chicken dinner. Hey, that's the lucky table over here. That's the lucky table over there. Oh man. Maya, he's here. Caleb Williams is now officially a Chicago Bear. How you feeling?
Look, you know me. I'm a freelancer when it comes to being a fan. So this means nothing to me. And I totally disagree with you when you said there is no way that he's going to step into his first year as a rookie, Shawn. I don't care how much you have in place. He still has to create that continuity with a team that already has continuity, that already has the ability to play together. He's now the one piece of the puzzle that is not accustomed to playing with the team as it's currently installed. Nobody walks into the NFL and is like playing at that level. He has to make the adjustment of the speed of the game. Remember, you're coming from a game of boys, and you're welcome to people want to hit you in the mouth and say, welcome to the NFL. Now, here's my issue, and I held off until they just drafted him so that I could just say later. The bottom line is this. The skill set may be there. He might have been a Heisman Trophy winner, but my concern is that he have the mental resolve that's going to take to be in Chicago. I'm still going to take exception that when they lost to Washington, he ran into the stands and jumped into his mother's arms like this was Pop Warner football. I'm concerned that his mentals ain't going to meet his chicken. And you know what I'm talking about when I say that. Your mentals must meet your chicken. And I don't feel like he's there for that. So the first thing he has to do is make the mental adjustment to the game at this level. The speed of the game is so much quicker. You haven't seen an edge rusher like this in college.
No.
You just haven't. So while you're saying make the playoffs, I think you should step your goal back and just flat out say how many games you think they might win with a rookie quarterback. And I don't think it's enough games unless the ceiling is low this year, which I don't think that it is, for them to actually make the playoffs. Because remember, Detroit improved, and they're going to keep getting better. Green Bay improved, and they're going to keep getting better. And if the Vikings decide they really want to pillage and plunder, we're going to see what happens. You're standing at the bottom of your division pretty much. And if you think they're going to jump to first place because they just drafted a rookie, I don't know what to tell you. It's just not going to happen. Who says that? Nobody can have that expectation. It's like you just got hired the first day at your job, and they think you're the smartest person in the room.
Well, Jaden Daniels goes to Washington. I agree with you to the point there's going to be a learning curve, but I think we're talking with Caleb Williams, but I also think they have the offensive coordinator who's going to help make that transition as easy as possible. It's not going to be easy, but as easy as possible. As I said, they're going to run the ball. They're not asking him to win games. They're going to ask him to manage games. They're going to ask him to do what Brock Purdy did, and that is get the ball to the playmakers, let them make the plays. But in year 2, year 3, now you can start winning games. We'll win because of you. They're just saying, well, let's not lose because of you.
Okay, so with that being the case, and then Joe, I want you to chime in. I agree with that. The learning curve is going to be a little steep for him, at least the first year. New playback, new players. It's a whole bunch of stuff he has to adjust to. So if you believe that, then what you can't say is they make the playoffs this first season because already Detroit and Green Bay is ahead of the Bears in regards to their development curve. Their quarterbacks are there and they're playing. There's no way the Bears can possibly make the playoffs this year because he still has to make that step forward, and you have 2 other teams that are already there. They don't make the playoffs. So realistically, Joe, do you believe they make the playoffs? And if not, how many games do you think they are capable of winning with Caleb Williams as this rookie quarterback?
Well, the fact of the matter is that the Bears are playing the last place schedule. The schedule won't be that hard. We saw C.J. Stroud come in as a rookie last year and get his team to the playoffs in a tougher division. Last year, no one had the Texans doing what they were doing. No one saw C.J. Stroud coming. I think Caleb Williams has more talent than C.J. Stroud. I think the Bears' talent level is better than the Texans, and I think playing the last place schedule, I think 10 wins in the playoffs is a possibility.
I think it's a good reason, and here's why. C.J. Stroud had a great play caller. All right, Bobby Slowick was a guy who understood how to play him, how to use and maximize his skill set. Shane Waldron, I believe, is going to be able to maximize Caleb's skill set. And by that, I mean, we're not going to, again, not put everything on him. I don't need you to win the game. I need you not to lose it. We're going to play ball control offense, lean on our defense, hit those short passes, let DJ Moore break tackles, let Keenan Allen find soft spots in the zone, let Cole Kmet go up in the seam. He's going to make it easier for him and not have to put so much pressure on Caleb. And that's why I think with that defense that's playoff ready, that's the reason I think they make the playoff. That defense is going to give them a lot of short fields with the cornerbacks, with Jalen Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson coming into his own, and a pass rush like with Sweat. I think they're going to be able to get a lot of short fields, which is going to lead to some touchdowns this year.
So what you're saying is, offensively, their success is going to be predicated on if the defense can continually get them short fields.
No.
That's what we're predicating the wins on.
No, they're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball and move the ball that way.
Run the ball. But my thing is, you still have to create that continuity he just doesn't have yet.
Right, I agree. And the way you make it easy for him is run the ball. And I think that's what they're just going to ask him to hand the ball off. And he might even get frustrated. He might get very frustrated because he's so used to being the man and winning games. They're not going to ask him to win games. Just don't lose them. That's the thing. We're not asking you to win it. Just don't lose it. Joe?
I think part of the thing is the development is you got to have a strong running game. I think the weapons that Ryan Poles has brought in with DeAndre Swift, and Keenan Allen to add to DJ Moore, I think those are the guys that you're going to be looking for to help you win the games. And Caleb Williams, he just doesn't have to make a mistake. He's going to make mistakes.
Of course he is.
True.
That's fair.
Even the veterans make mistakes. But I think with that defense is going to be a defense that's going to be able to get you the ball back when you do make a mistake. And that's what's going to get them into the playoffs.
I mean, here's how it goes. We can speculate this until the day is long. We're actually not going to know what this really looks like until it's game time. And he plays at the NFL level against NFL defenses. So remember, the other side to that conversation also turns into, yes, the defense might be able to get us short fields. But then the offense has their hands full because, believe it or not, Caleb Williams is going to need time to watch, one, the offense unfold in front of him. Two, I can't even tell you at this stage if I believe he has the ability to read an NFL offense or an NFL defense like he needs to be able to. That's going to be the other key. So as the game is coming fast and he's trying to read, there's all these variables that come into it. So, yes, the defense might give you a short field, but if he requires too much time, remember that was part of the issue people had with Justin Fields, was he was holding the ball for too long. We're right back to square one, and that's going to be an initial issue.
That was a knock on Caleb in college as well, that he held the ball too long.
So those are the kind of adjustments that are going to determine if he's going to even be okay with being a game manager.
Yep. New England Patriots on the clock. We're going to get them get their draft pick, and we'll talk about that draft pick after this announcement.
The New England Patriots select Drake May, quarterback, North Carolina.
So ready for us? All right. Drake May to the New England Patriots. Three quarterbacks in a row. Saul, are you with us? Saul, your thoughts? Three quarterbacks in a row. Drake May to the New England Patriots.
Hey, I'm not surprised whatsoever when it comes to that. I mean, I think the Patriots, I will say, they needed that, and Drake May, I feel like, fits their team. Same Daniels with the Commanders as well. And man, I mean, I'm still just thinking about the first pick. I'm pumped, to be honest. regardless of my team. So I understand because I've been listening to what you guys are saying. I 100% understand where Maya's coming from because at the end of the day, you got to see results. And like I know a lot of people, especially in Bears country, there's definitely a lot of people that as soon as we got the first pick, people were talking playoffs. And I understand at the end of the day, there's still the Chicago Bears, and there's been a lot of times where people have thought Super Bowl or bust, and they have bust. So it's definitely a wait until you see it type of thing. But I'm definitely confident, I think, because of the things that they set in place for them, as well as stuff that they still need to do, which I think they will. I'm excited. That's for sure.
I'm thinking now here's where it gets interesting. Here's where it gets interesting. Number 4, does someone jump up to the Arizona Cardinals, make a trade, get Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., J.J. McCarthy, all right, quarterbacks that are premium, this is a deep quarterback draft. The Vikings have been rumored to trade up to get J.J. McCarthy. Other teams other teams who are further back have been rumored to jump up. This is where it's going to get very interesting. I know a couple people have some wagers at quarterbacks of the first 4 picks. First 4 picks, we're going to find that out.
So happy for you.
The national championship in 2017. Here are the Patriots' first-round quarterbacks in the contract.
So one of the questions that I have for you guys is it important? Oh, you know what? Let's get another raffle. Does everyone in here have a raffle ticket? If you didn't win, do you have a raffle ticket? Everyone have a raffle ticket? We need one with a raffle. Needs a raffle ticket. Our girl Chella Bird. All right. Next is another Gatorade squeeze bottle. A Gatorade Chicago Bears squeeze bottle. Check your numbers. 242-556. 242-556. Let's check it out. Winner, chicken dinner. There you go. I love it. No, leave it. It's 3. One is the music, 3 is the TV. Am I saying the wrong one? Okay, I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Where'd you get that from? Nothing's in chicken. No, I don't. No, is that Marshall?
Yeah, 3 is the TV.
You're right.
3 is the TV.
You got to take the chicken.
So you can just.
You got to. You did say that. You did say that.
Right there.
Oh.
Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State.
This has been a very good night for mock drafts. It is John Belichick. It was projected. Think about all the receivers that come out of Ohio State. Marvin is the only one who was a two-time All-American. In fact, he was unanimous first team both times. Wasn't won the Biletnikoff Award last year. 144 balls the past 2 seasons.
All right, here we go. It gets interesting. Yeah. Let's see what the Chargers going to do.
All right, well, there we go. For those of us who wanted Marvin Harrison Jr., well, that's not going to happen. So, Damani, so now with the number 9 pick, do you stay there? Do you get Roma Dunze? Do you get Joe Alt if he's there? What do you get? Or do you like Malik Neighbors?
Neighbors is there. You definitely take them. You know what? Right now, it's starting to fall into favor because somebody going to come up from McCarthy. So either Aldo or Dunze should be there.
I hope Adunze is there.
Yeah.
Joe, your thoughts?
I think that definitely somebody's going to get ready to draft up. I think we're going to see a draft up for JJ McCarthy. Like Damani said, if Neighbors is there, you definitely take him. He's the second best wide receiver in this draft, a 95 grade, just like Marvin. A little bit more speed, arguably a better route runner. So if he's there, you take him. But I think this is the part of the draft where it gets interesting, like you said before. We're going to see some trades up for some quarterbacks. You got the Raiders trying to get a quarterback still. You got the Vikings who need a quarterback. So we're going to. I anticipate seeing some movement.
Well, this is where we thought there'd be some trades, and there wasn't. We thought that 4 quarterbacks are going to go. So some people who have a parlay, 3 quarterbacks, 3 wide receivers have a chance. And so our girl got a chance over there. Good luck to you. Good luck on your parlay. All right, but now here's the question. What do we do? What's happening next? Does someone jump up for JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr.? All right. I like the draft pick. I really would have loved to have been able to get him. I think if someone would have traded to 4 and the Cardinals would have traded out, a lot of people thought that the Bears might trade up to 5. I would like it. I don't think they're going to do that. I think that they think the difference between Marvin Harrison Jr. and the others is not that great. So I think instead of just giving up draft capital, they're going to stay and see who they can get, which I understand. But this kid is generational, in my opinion. I think this, again, for me, this is the best prospect in this draft is Marvin Harrison Jr. Unfortunately, we couldn't get him, but just because we didn't get the generational talent doesn't mean you can't get a great wide receiver. So I'm looking forward to 9 for Rome Odunze. I think Malik Neighbors might be gone at that particular point. But if Rome Odunze is there at 9, the Bears, in my opinion, I think the Bears probably will win this draft. Joe?
I agree. I think so much can happen right now between the 9th pick. Like I said, I anticipate some movement. In these next few picks, the Vikings moving up possibly, the Raiders moving up possibly, and I think that's going to have an effect on what the Bears do ultimately at number 9. If Dunze is there, I think you take them, and then, like you said, they win the draft.
Receivers in this draft class. That's an honor to be first. We're going to put that work in now.
A career in the NFL was written in your bloodline, but how important is it for you to create your own legacy in this league?
Yeah, I'm just going to retire with my best self. Just be the best person, be the best player I can be. Whatever happens from there.
All right, Mark in Arizona, congratulations.
It's actually the second straight year they've taken an Ohio State player in the first round. They took Paris Johnson last year, 6th overall, and he joins this illustrious list.
You might not, because you got the Giants man. They definitely, they need a receiver. They may take McCaffrey if they're there. Yeah, just true. They talking about moving on from Arizona. So they take McCaffrey. Dunze falls. Tennessee don't go wrong anyway. Atlanta needs defensive end. They're going to take her. Then they fall. Then Dunze falls.
What are you saying? You think Dunze gets there?
No, I mean, that's what we were just discussing. Is there a possibility that, the LA Chargers take a wide receiver, take Neighbors, and then they take Neighbors? Does that force the Bears to kind of want to trade up a little bit, to make sure they get a Dunze, or do they still stand pat?
We're going to see how it plays out. I'm hoping, I really hope that they're able to get the Dunze. I hope he falls. I think that would be a great, just to get a stud wide receiver and a stud quarterback on the same timeline. All right. We don't know how long Keenan Allen's going to be here with the Bears. We don't know how long DJ Moore is going to be here. I mean, DJ Moore is still only 26. He might sign another deal, which is great. But Keenan Allen is, 32, 33 years old. I think he'll be 33 by the time the season starts. He doesn't have much left in the tank. Okay, so you have a young guy, again, in sync with your quarterback. They've already been friends. They took the flight together. They've been bonding. I think it's a great situation if they can get a Dunze. I hope he falls. And if the Bears do get Romeo Dunze, in my opinion, the Bears win the draft. I think they win the draft.
If the Chargers trade out, and it's looking like it's going to happen because it's taking too long to make this pick, they trade with Minnesota, then the Dunze falls. Minnesota comes up for a quarterback. The Giants either going to take Neighbors, and Tennessee and Atlanta won't go receiver. So the Dunze falls.
They're
This
keeping
pick,
the pick.
if this trade comes through, I think it's about to happen.
If it does, and you know what? This is. It couldn't happen any better for Bears fans. Many Bears fans wanted a new quarterback. They wanted Caleb Williams. They got that wish. Now, as we see the draft play out, people, even beforehand, people are talking about Romeo Dunze. Get Romeo Dunze. Do what you got to do if you couldn't get Marvin Harrison Jr. All right, well, Marvin Harrison Jr. is off the board. It looks like it. If it does, this would have played perfectly into the hands of the Chicago Bears. And I'll tell you what. Ryan Poles has a horseshoe up his you-know-what. For him to, as lucky as that man's been with the draft picks and the way things have fallen, and Houston winning that last game losing the last game, for the Bears to get the number one pick. Yeah, he's got a horseshoe up his you-know-what, and you better be thankful for that because without that game, this is a whole different story. So,
indeed. Hey, Sean.
They're not saying trade. They're saying the pick is in. So let's see.
Yeah, they're keeping the pick.
Charles can go receiver or left tackle, though. They go either way.
Hear me?
So, go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, Schefter tweeted out saying they're going to keep the pick. Adam Schefter. You hear me?
I see Neighbors. If they keep the pick, probably Neighbors.
Did you hear me?
I hope so. We'll see. We will see.
Can you hear me, Sean, or not?
And that means the Giants got a decision to make. McCarthy's there. You got to call Kevo.
The pick is in.
Wide receiver or offensive line. We also should point out that in recent weeks, both the Patriots and Vikings called the Chargers to say they had any interest in trading Justin Herbert. The Chargers told them absolutely not to hold on to him, and they're making the trip now. So Justin Herbert not going anywhere, the selection not going anywhere. The Giants will have a decision today. In just a matter of moments.
Yeah, it got to be later.
Let's see what direction the Chargers went. There were several highly talented
Him and Justin Herbert.
Between Jim Harbaugh is the new coach. Here comes the fifth pick.
With the fifth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Joe Alt, tackle.
Oh, Dunze Neighbors. Neighbors could fall all the way to the Bears. If the Giants take McCarthy, Neighbors could fall to the Bears. Neighbors could fall.
Wow, that's a great pick. If you're a Bears fan, that is a great pick for the Bears.
You're getting one of them.
Yeah, that's a great pick for the Bears.
You're getting one of them.
The dream team of Caleb Williams and Romeo Dunze is still a viable option.
You also got Neighbors on the board now, too.
And you still have Malik Neighbors on the board, too. So, wow, that was a fifth pick, huh?
Yeah.
3 picks left.
You guys hear me?
Right.
Hey, Sean, can you hear me?
Here's my question. Where does any defensive players go? Jared Verse, Dallas Turner, any of them go at any time soon?
Nah, after 9.
You know, I think Atlanta. You know, they need
because that'll push it down too, Damani.
Yeah, Atlanta needs defensive help. You know, Tennessee might go offensive line or defense. Tennessee might go defensive line or offensive line. Atlanta's going to go defense. You know, we think. You know, we still got a possibility of a trade up. You know, but I think the Giants are definitely going to take a quarterback.
This is looking well for the Bears. Unfortunately, our friend was unable to get her parlay. She had 3 quarterbacks, 3 wide receivers. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, young lady.
Hey, Sean, can you hear me?
But you know what? You can never go wrong. You know what? Jim Harbaugh obviously is happy with Justin Herbert, and what you did is you got a guy to protect him. You know, we talked about it before. You can never, ever get mad at getting a left tackle. You can never be mad at protecting your franchise quarterback. And it's not a sexy pick, but it makes sense. It's one that'll help this offense big time, and to keep Justin Herbert, his uniform clean, to make him as effective as a passer as he can be. Hey, I get it. I understand. And we talked about the most success. The most success for first round picks by position is offensive line. So now we need either a jump up for JJ McCarthy and or Dallas Turner or Jared Verse to be selected. And then
I got McCarthy going here.
You got McCarthy going here?
McCarthy going here.
Oh, to the Giants. Let's see what happens.
I got McCarthy going here.
They need one receiver and they need offensive playmakers. And that seems to be the direction they've gone in recent days, leaning more towards the wide receiver as much as they like J.J. McCarthy. He was the guy they would have taken. It sounds like they're going to go in a different direction. Lewis, Malik Neighbors is on the board. Roma Dunze is on the board. J.J. McCarthy is on the board. What should the Giants do?
Look, I don't think you ever pass up on a franchise quarterback if you believe that J.J. McCarthy is a franchise quarterback. I'm not of the belief that you just kind of build up everything around the quarterback and then you just conveniently select the quarterback. The Giants have tried doing that. Look, what has happened at the wide receiver position, although they have thrown some draft capital at it and thrown some free agent dollars at it, hasn't worked out. What is happening to their offensive line? Throwing draft capital at it, throwing free agency dollars at it, hasn't worked out. You can't continue to work with that mindset thinking, I can just always build up around it and then get the quarterback later. If you think that guy on the screen is a franchise quarterback, then you go ahead and you absolutely take the big get.
JJ.
That guy on your screen is an absolute beast. So you can't go wrong, but don't tell me that you can't take the franchise quarterback. You got to help Daniel Jones. About the time. Roma Dunze is a special player. Malik Neighbors, if you're taking the air apparent, Daniel Jones has no shot.
Booker, what would you do if you're the Giants? We're told that this is inbound. Secret submission again. We have him on. There he is. He's not just appearing.
To answer your question, Randy, it's really simple. I'm taking Malik Neighbors. He's the most explosive player at the receiver position in the draft, and the Giants receivers have for this team.
Here it comes.
With the 6th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU.
Wow. We thought maybe quarterbacks would go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Instead, J.J. McCarthy still on the board as we get to 7. Mr. Neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
Two picks left. Malik Neighbors, great. Makes sense. You get someone for Daniel Jones. It's 2 picks. Atlanta. They have their Kirk Cousins, don't they?
Yep.
Do they take our Roma Dunze? Do they take Roma Dunze right from underneath our nose? Remember,
Atlanta need defense.
Huh?
They need defense bad.
You think so?
They don't have any type of pass rush or anything. They got to go defense.
Because if you remember 2014, the Rams snagged Aaron Donald 1 pick before us, and we had to take Kyle Fuller. Is Roman Dunze going to be gone 2 picks before us in 2024? This guy's, I like him. The only knock I have on him, Malik Neighbors. First of all, he runs a 4.3. My only knock on him is that he's about 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
All right, I like a wide receiver 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", or taller. But this guy goes and gets it. This guy can run away from you. This guy is a good route runner. He's a hands catcher. Okay, a lot of receivers don't catch it with their hands. They rather catch with their body. This guy goes, I like this guy. I like him a lot. I didn't think we'd have a chance at him, which is why I wasn't really pounding the pavement for the Bears to draft him. But I like him. And plus, I didn't want 2 guys like him and DJ Moore about the same height.
Okay.
Give me a 6'3" guy. All right, give me a 6'3". I'm a lot more comfortable with a quarterback, especially when you have it's a big difference when you're 6'3" and a 40-inch vertical and 6 feet and a 40-inch vertical. That 3 inches means a lot. Right, ladies? So it's
I think right here at 7, we still got movement in play.
I'm waiting for the trade. Who's going to be the first team to trade up?
Right, we still got movement in play with J.J. McCarthy out there, with the Vikings still needing a quarterback and the Raiders looking for a quarterback as well. We could see one of those teams trade up, with Tennessee if they're willing to trade.
Hey, let's go. Let's get this trade I'm looking for. In Minnesota, what are they going to do? Or are they comfortable staying where they're at and go get Michael Penix?
I think Minnesota could stay put. McCarthy's falling.
You know what? McCarthy's falling. Michael Penix is falling. Michael Penix is probably the most accurate passer in the draft, most pro-ready quarterback in the draft, because they're 11, if I'm not mistaken. So you got a couple more picks, and they know that the Bears aren't going to take a quarterback. They got theirs, so maybe they're going to sit and wait for J.J. McCarthy
unless Denver wants to jump Minnesota.
Denver, yeah, that's another good
come up. You can trade with the Bears. They want to jump them. Yeah. You're not talking about Denver. They need a quarterback bad too.
Yeah.
Who's their quarterback? They
just traded for
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Oh yeah, that's
in other words, they don't have a quarterback.
No, they don't.
Oh, so all his catches, a collage of his. That's nice.
Okay,
that's nice. I'm anxious to see how well this man does in the pros. He's electric.
If that's all pictures of him, that's vain as hell.
It is.
Inside your suit jacket.
This is nice.
But you know what? LSU's put out in the last 5 years, LSU has given the NFL a hell of a lot of receivers.
Wide receiver,
and he's the next in line. And don't forget, Michael Thomas Jr. is another one.
Yeah.
He's a guy you can get later in the round in the draft that I think is going to be a big time sleeper for some team. This guy's used to being a number 2 receiver. He's not going to complain about not getting the majority of the targets. And when his number is called, he produces. So I'm waiting for the first defensive player to be taken. It's all offense to this point. We only need 2 more picks for us to be able to get.
I'm gonna say J.C. Latham here.
You think J.C. Latham?
Tennessee and the O-line helped real bad. They need it bad.
But no, you say J.C. Latham? You're not Olu, huh?
No, they got a lot of people got Latham rated higher.
Really? Yeah, Latham is either one. You really can't go wrong. So it's going to be interesting.
He's projected more as a right tackle, but they saying like Pro Bowler, kind of like Darnell Wright. He got that kind of grade.
Okay.
Are you shocked there's been no trades?
I'm very shocked that there haven't been any trades.
Keep anticipating some movement.
Yeah.
After the pick is in, we're going to have another raffle. Hey, everyone, make sure you have a raffle ticket. Does everyone have a raffle ticket? Does everyone have a raffle ticket? If you do not have a raffle ticket, everyone has one? Okay, good. Right after the pick is in, after they make the announcement, we'll have the raffle. We'll be raffling off another Gatorade, Chicago Bears Gatorade bottle.
If you Denver, you got to try to jump Minnesota.
Yeah.
You got to try to jump them. If McCarthy's sitting there, you Denver, you got to go for it. That'd be good for the Bears.
Yeah, because you know what? I don't think people have really – J.J. McCarthy didn't have to show a lot in Michigan.
No.
All right? I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be the sleeper quarterback of this draft. The kid can sling the ball. If he goes to Minnesota and has those weapons, Aaron Jones is a running back. He's not. They're not going to. What he's going to do is basically continue to do what he did at Michigan the last couple of seasons, and for another year or two until he can carry that offense. I think at that point he's going to be a big problem for the Bears and for the entire NFC North.
Yes.
He's gonna have a much better career stat wise in the NFL than he did in college.
I agree.
Definitely. Yeah, he has a pro game. He definitely has a pro game.
And they just had so many weapons at Michigan. The great offensive line, a great running game with Corum. Okay, the good wide receivers, a good defense.
Hello.
I mean, Michigan, they said, might have the most guys drafted this year.
Testing.
Saul, you there?
Can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
Testing. 1, 2.
There you go.
I've been trying that microphone all night. Now it's finally
working.
Yeah, because that's the actual microphone, not the phone anymore. Anyways, hold on. Actually, give me a second. I gotta get everything set. Anyways, what I was gonna tell you earlier was I was telling you about the fact that the Chargers were gonna keep their pick because Schefter had tweeted it out like 5 minutes before. So, but you know what? Also, Caleb Williams is gonna wear 18. By the way.
Hey, Saul, hold on for a second. The pick is in. We're gonna see what the Tennessee Titans who they get.
All right, cool.
It's determined if the dudes ain't coming down.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham.
Oh my goodness.
Adunze is good as a bear. He is good. He is good as
there
set.
You go.
He good as set. It's set.
It's all coming together.
Well, yeah, Atlanta will F it up.
We can't trust Atlanta. They don't trust you.
Go ahead, Saul. You were saying.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I was saying that
Atlanta just
Caleb
might
Williams
mess it up.
wearing
We'll
18.
see.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, hey, Saul.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So your thoughts, J.C. Latham with the 7th pick. We got one more pick. Are you good with Rome Odunze to the Bears at 9?
Of course. That's what I wanted, and that's how it's all working out. So I mean, everything's falling into place for the Bears right now.
Everyone has a raffle ticket.
Okay.
Here we go. Check your numbers, everyone. Check your numbers. Check your numbers. We got it. Here we go. Check your numbers. 242 539. 242 539. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Hey John, can you hear me?
Table right there, right over there, Maya.
Oh, that's fast.
Wow, that was fast. The pick is in for Atlanta.
Could be the trade.
Let's see.
No, they would have said the trade. That's fast.
Right now, JJ McCarthy's on the board. Michael Penix is on the board. Bo Nix is on the board. The Falcons are strongly considering
Right now, JJ McCarthy's on the board. Michael Penix is on the board.
This is wrong.
Considering taking a quarterback.
Quarterback at Asians had about $100 million.
Hello.
Hold on, Saul.
Oh, there you go. I don't know what's going on with my microphones or the sound, but what I was gonna say before, you can still hear me, right, Sean?
All right, JC, congratulations.
Sean, you hear me or no?
Atlanta was a spot we thought
Yeah, hold on.
first defense
Oh, sorry. Okay.
of this draft. Adam Schefter telling us we should expect a quarterback to go here. Mel, which quarterback should we be expecting? Well, we're talking about a quarterback in Atlanta over a defensive player. And you have to come.
You might be doing that.
Yeah, Adam Schefter just reported that that Atlanta may take a quarterback, but they really need defensive help. So this is I don't know if this is a play to get somebody to trade up, but it looks like the pick is in, and we're going to see what Atlanta does.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on.
Leave it to Atlanta to mess it up. They'll blow it.
Hey, Joe, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, what you think about Caleb Williams wearing 18?
Wearing 18?
Yeah, he's wearing 18. The Bears tweeted
19
out.
or 18?
18.
18. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an interesting number. I mean, it looks a little bit like 13, but we'll
I know. I'm just thinking about all the people that bought their 13 jerseys.
I mean, Keenan Allen is already wearing 13, and he's a vet with Saul in the game.
Yeah.
So, I think he's just going to have to concede that one.
Yep.
Keenan Allen's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's going to get to keep the number 13.
18 was his high school number, too. It's Caleb Williams High School.
Yeah.
Now we know. 18 was his high school number.
Yeah.
And it's retired at USC. That's why he couldn't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is getting interesting. I don't know what Atlanta's gonna do. Still surprised. I'm still thinking about the fact that the Chargers got Joe Alt. Not a bad pick, but just not what I was expecting. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more movement right now. I thought somebody might want to, would want to jump ahead to get McCarthy, but it seems like he's falling, and it may fall to the Falcons.
Yep.
All right, get an announcement.
With the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Roma Dunze, get ready to learn Chicago Bears.
Wow.
Roma Dunze is a Chicago Bear. Let's go.
Well, Bears fans, here you go. Here you go. Michael Penix Jr., number 8, goes to the Atlanta Falcons.
Denver, Minnesota, desperate now.
Now, are we staying put? Are we drafting? Do you think we're drafting
I don't know.
Rome Odunze? Is it right here?
Well, who do we have in play? We still got the Vikings to play. What pick is the Raiders?
The Raiders are 13. Let me see.
Raiders are 13.
Hey, let me grab one of those. Anyone else not get a raffle ticket? Anyone else not get a raffle ticket?
Raiders are 13. Raiders are 13.
And you got the New York Jets at number 10.
Yeah.
What's left? Raffle ticket. We got people coming up for raffle tickets. Here you go. Here you go. Hold on. Sorry, here you go. Here you go. Raffle ticket. Put these in. Yeah, so we're going to do.
I mean,
all right, here we go. The next.
They almost
quarterback, right. All right, the Bears pick.
So here we go. Let's see. Here's the next. The next pick is the next raffle is this. Here's a hat. 242, 567. 242, 567.
Bears are staying at number 9. That's for sure.
Wow, you just got up here. Check.
Y'all shake the bucket.
All right. No, yeah. Wait till he comes up to the Goodell gets up to the podium. You can see it on the screen. All right, the Bears pick is in. We're going to see.
I mean, it's a lot of possibilities still in play. You know, Roma Duse has to be the pick at this point, but what Atlanta just did just is really confusing.
The draft up.
It really did.
Hey, is Sean Sierra still on the board?
Hey, let's go ahead, Saul.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was saying, is the super back Sean Sierra still on the board? Because I'm hoping the Bears take him at number 9.
Our guy is there. Roma Duse is still available. I love it.
Let's go.
It's there for the taking. If it's there for the taking, the Bears win the draft. I like this receiver. I like the quarterback. Security, we have someone who's drunk, who's far exceeded his limit, please. The Dolphin guy far exceeded his limit.
It's a Dunze. They picked a Dunze.
So, guys, if this pick goes the way we think, we will have a, for the next at least 5 years, we have a quarterback, stud quarterback, stud receiver.
Batman and Robin.
I'm excited. We're going to see how it plays out. All right, here it is.
The 2024 NFL Draft. The Chicago Bears select Rome.
Sure, we're on the air. We're on the, you know what? Listen, it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. Damn it! Someone's got to do it.
I do it all the time, Sean. I do it all the time.
Global Tuesday was right there at that spot on my pick board. We've had 9 players selected. They've all been offensive players. Meanwhile, I believe we're about to have our first trade of the night. Shefty, bringing the Minnesota Vikings. There was discussions about them coming up to number 4, number 5. They did not want to go.
You know what's funny is that the reason they got to get the name on the jersey.
Think about that. You're right. We all know McCarthy's the pick right here.
They're about to interview him. Let's check out the interview.
One would assume this is for J.J. McCarthy. I don't think there's any question that means sports. I think Minnesota, to me, represents the organization that is best suited to really support a young quarterback. They have it all. Offensive line, running back, wide receivers, and they have coaches that groom a guy like J.J. McCarthy. Meanwhile, the Bears, of course, just took one of their new star young wide receivers, and several takes
play on the sideline. I know how special he is, so I'm excited to get to work on day one and go to some
Step done to create a foundation for success right away in Chicago.
They've been building it for a little bit now, and when I visited with them, they're determined, they're tenacious, and I can get along with them. So they've been doing it for a while, just a little bit now, and thank you.
Wow, excellent. So here's what we're going to do. Everyone have a raffle ticket? Everyone have one? We're going to have another raffle. We're going to have 2 raffles left. One is going to be a Gatorade bottle, a Chicago Bears Gatorade bottle. That's this raffle, and the last one will be the Chicago Bears Gatorade towel. So this raffle is for the Chicago Bears Gatorade squeeze bottle. Here we go. Check your numbers. 242, 5, 3, 4. 242, 5, 3, 4. 5, 3. Hold on, let's see what's going on. We have a winning number? We have the winning number. We have the winning number. Excellent. Mike, give me that bag. I think we have a pair of koozies. Yes. We'll give one. Hey, you know what? I just realized we have a pair of koozies. So we're going to give a pair of koozies out, and then the last raffle will be after the 10th pick will be the Chicago Bears Gatorade towel. All right, listen, check your tickets. Check your tickets for a pair of Chicago Bears koozies. 242, 544. 242, 544. 544. 242, 544. No one, 544. 242, 544.
242, 544.
Nope. Okay. Here we go. 242, 542. They left. Same table.
Oh, they got it.
She got it. All right, we have one more draft or one more raffle. We welcome our guy. we welcome Jason Palmer. I know he's wearing Miami Dolphins gear. He's part of SportsZone Chicago. He's on Mondays, 6 to 8. His podcast is called What's Up, Cuz?
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations to the Chicago Bears because, man, I mean, you all have been absolutely suffering for the last couple of seasons. So for the love of God, you deserve every good fortune that came tonight. And I think, I think Ryan Poles has been on the right track for a minute. And this might be his signature move right here. And Bears fans got reasons to be excited. You have reasons to have expectations for this team. You're going to have to give them a year to develop that chemistry with the coaching staff and with one another. But
wait. So what do you mean? Give them a year to develop. So what's your prediction? What do you think the Bears are going to do this year?
So I'm not going to make a prediction for them this year because it's draft night. You got to give them a chance to get into practice. You have no idea what people's health status is going to be like. And I think that's probably the main thing that the fan base is going to have to understand is that just because you have the pieces in place, it still takes these guys time to get the chemistry, to get in sync with the coaches, staff, to learn one another. But they definitely are putting the pieces together right now. And you should expect them to do better than what they did last year.
So you're expecting better than 7 wins. So 8
I'm
minimum.
definitely expecting better.
So 8 wins.
Greater than 7.
Okay. I'm not giving them any leeway. I say 10.
Yeah, that's fine. Hold on, we got a selection.
To have with us the surviving mother, brothers, and nephew of fallen hero, United States Army Sergeant Zachary Ewing. Zachary died after a battle with cancer. The cancer was discovered after he was injured during his second deployment to Iraq. We salute him and thank his family and TAPS, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, which offers care to those grieving the loss of a military family. I'm now going to turn this over to Sergeant Ewing's nephew, Asher, who will announce the pick in honor of its uncle.
With the 10th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select JJ McCarthy.
JJ, damn it.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
There you go, Sean. So you
not what I wanted.
You just asked me about a prediction. Now Minnesota got a quarterback. That's why I don't give predictions on draft night, because you got to see how this thing is gonna play out. But I think the Bears have put themselves in a good position, and I think the fan base should demand more from this franchise. And I think all of that is fair. And it'll be fun to see how quickly they gel together, how quickly they buy into the coaching schemes. And remember, you got a brand new offensive coordinator too.
Yeah, but it's very similar, same concepts, just maybe a little different terminology. They both run the West Coast offense, so the scheme is going to be the same. Is the terminology? There's not a lot of adjustment period from what they had last year to this year. Just what they have is a better teacher. That's what they have is Shane Waldron is a much better teacher than Luke Getsy. He was a horrible teacher, and that's why I'm saying a minimum of 10 wins.
Okay, and that's fine. You can predict the 10.
And I'll be mad if they don't.
I think they're going to be better. I think they'll but again, you got to give them time to work together, to get in there and practice. Once you see them in training camp, you'll get a better idea of what you're working with. And, you got to stay healthy in football, man. That's the main key. You got to stay healthy. So, if you can stay healthy and maintain your team and they develop that chemistry, yeah, we can see a turnaround just like the Houston Texans did last year. That's absolutely possible. But you just never know. You got to have a lot of breaks too to go your way. But right now, tonight should be a night of celebration for the Bears fans because you got what you needed. You got the franchise quarterback that you need, and you got the wide receiver to go along with the other two wide receivers that you have. You now got arguably going to have one of the best wide receiver cores in the NFL based off of what you're looking at on paper. So good time to be a Bears fan, man.
It is. Listen, we're gonna have to wrap it up, but we have one more raffle. Everyone get your raffle tickets out. One more raffle for the Gatorade Chicago Bears towel. Here we go. Look at your numbers. 242, 563. 563.
You have a winner.
There you go, chicks. Excellent. Hey, here's what, before we do it, everyone, I ask a big favor of you guys. All right? I ask a big favor of you guys. Do me a favor, follow SportsZone Chicago. All right, you have a YouTube page. Pull out your phone. Just go to YouTube and subscribe to SportsZone Chicago. It's free. We're not asking a lot. Even if you don't watch an episode, I get it. Do us a favor. Just go to your YouTube, Facebook, but go to YouTube first. Subscribe to SportsZone Chicago. All right, we're getting our subscriptions up. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. We ask that if you would do that for us, and if you're a Chicago sports fan, check us out. All right. My show is Shawn and Maya in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. to 11. Okay. I'm on with Joe here, a collaboration, SportsZone Chicago and War Media. A weekly show is called The Bears Den, usually on Thursday nights. Jason is on What's Up, Cuz on Mondays from 6 to 8. Okay, we have our man Damani. Raise your hand, Damani. He's on the Smoke Fellas every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. to 1. Okay, just follow us. If you have a Roku TV in the house, we have a Roku channel. Download SportsZone Chicago's channel to your Roku TV. I appreciate it. We'd appreciate it. And we're going to wrap it up from Output. I want to say a big thanks to Eddie Gutierrez, Eddie G from Output for hosting us this year.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you guys for coming out. And make sure you follow SportsZone Chicago. Your boy, the Superbacks. So for everybody here, Joe, Jason, Damani, and Maya, I'm your boy, the Superback, Sean Sierra. We out. Peace. Oh,
yeah. He just ignored you, didn't he?
Well, we have, because you don't produce. The last time we had you was last year. And listen, if anyone, I definitely got to give a shout out to our girl LaDonna, who came out with the sounds, with the mics, with the lights. Okay, if you guys ever need any audio production, our girl LaDonna, come talk to her. She's got a business cards, she's got QR codes. You can take a quick snapshot of it. She's your girl. Come holler at her. And we're grateful and thankful she was able to come out with us today. So for everyone here at SportsZone Chicago, make sure you go SportsZone Chicago's YouTube page. Subscribe to SportsZone Chicago. Again, even if you don't watch an episode, that's no worries. Just download it. We're getting our subscriptions up. We're moving around trying to do some cool stuff. We got some swag coming out from SportsZone Chicago. A lot of cool shit. Make sure you check it out. For everyone here, we are out.